Dr. Evan Adams, welcome to the Lakota community.
Hey, thanks.
You're going to be here. I was seeing one of your posters around. It said, was from the movie Smoke Signals. You played in that. And the statement was, some days it's a good day to die. Some days it's a good day to have breakfast.
Yes, that's right. And I made that movie 12 years ago, and now I'm a doctor. And once in a while I go out in communities and I talk to them about health issues, and that's why I'm here today. But of course, when I'm speaking to them about issues around health, and there are lots of them, we get to talk about making movies and what it was like being an actor as a younger man and that kind of thing. And of course, Smoke Signals, because it seems like lots of people still have seen Smoke Signals. I'm surprised, 12 years later, people still talk to me about Hey Victor.
Well, my colleague Paul Demain says, you know, he kind of acted like a doctor in that movie. And you make us smile, and that's got to be part of medicine, right?
Yes, laughter is healing for sure. And there are lots of things about healing that are not about medicine. They're about, the world that we live in. I think people would say to you, how I feel and how my family is and how my partner is doing and how my kids are much more important to how I feel about, how I'm feeling today than about having visited my doctor. So, and that's some of the stuff that we'll be talking about while I'm here, for sure.
We were talking a little earlier about this rapidly changing world we're subject to. A generation or two ago, people were still hunting. They were carrying water from the river. And now, welcome to the 21st century. Tell us about that transition and what your vision is for restoring health in your community.
We're a people who are changing very, very quickly with rapidly changing times. So even though our health outcomes are some of the poorest in the country, we are a people who's changing quickly and getting used to this new world. Also, we have this strange social inheritance. We have this weird world that we've inherited where we live on reservations, where we're impoverished, where we're excluded from income generation and meaningful occupation. And that's my work, is to remind us, all of us, not just Indigenous peoples, that there are other factors than the power of the individual that affect our health. So yes, I will remind them to watch their weight, and I will remind them to see your doctor once a year. But I will also talk to the entire group and say, we need to plan as a village and as a community, and we need to think about education, not just health, and that education and health are really tied together, and we need to ask our neighboring communities to be good neighbors, like the places that have hospitals and clinics, the places where there are non-native physicians as well, for instance, to be good neighbors and help us out to do their job, because we've been excluded, and we can't continue to do that. It's not acceptable. We, as Indigenous people, are asking for, and not just asking for, we're demanding equality in our health, demanding equal outcomes, equal access to health care, and that's what I do now. Acting was really, really fun, and we're going to talk about that while I'm here in the community. But I just want to remind them of some of the common sense things too, and some of the things that they can do to help us all stay better.
Well, a long time ago, people lived as hunter-gatherers.
Yes.
For millennia.
Yes.
People ran, they chased, they built fires.
That's right.
They traveled on foot.
And I think today some people think of us as being too fat, somewhat disabled, marginalized, poor. We weren't always that. In fact, when we were much younger, many of us can remember when we were athletic, when we hunted and fished, when we were wealthy on the land, when we had big families and we laughed and we were together. So definitely part of health and well-being is making peace with our cultural past and our historical past. That, for instance, we did hunt and fish and we were more active. We did have more access to plants and animals in our ancestral territories. That, like when I was a kid, the older men used to have feats of strength with rocks. That they used to have very good soccer teams, and maybe now, we don't talk about that stuff much anymore, but we should. And now fitness and health looks a little bit different. Now we have to really watch what we eat. Now we have to memberships and that kind of thing. So it's a bit of a new world, but we just keep those old values of, an Indian is adaptable, an Indian is tough, an Indian likes to be outside, and an Indian likes to be independent and strong. So those basic ideas, those simple ideas that are not necessarily some stuff that I learned in medical school, but I learned from being with, some really smart Indians, are some of the things that we'll be sharing together in this community.
Our people are fishing walleye right now. What fish is important to your people?
Well, I'm from the northwest coast, so we're ocean-going peoples. The salmon and the herring are particularly important to us, and I certainly tell people to get out there. And those are dwindling resources. As everybody knows, some of our natural resources are under duress and under stress. And that means that we're impoverished. So when I was a kid, there was lots of fish. Now my kids don't have so much access to fish, and they're poorer. And of course, when people are poorer, their health is poorer. I feel bad for my kids. They don't have the same world. On the other hand, they have other opportunities that I don't have. It just means that we have to adapt to this strange new world.
In summary, the message you're bringing to this community, what do you want to share with us?
Even though I work in health, and even though I'm a Western trained doctor, really my basic message is around the health of communities and the health of families, and that health is really based in planning, and it's based in planning for the whole community. If I came here and said, let's do a vaccination program, that's really different than when I say, let's plan for the community for the future. Economic development, family planning, education, social services, good neighborly relationships, jobs, that's really different. So I just want people to look at the big picture, because that's what I've been learning to do, is that eagle's eye view on the world, and it's a very privileged one, and I just want to remind people of that importance. So lift their head a bit, because I think we all get caught up in the everyday.
Miigwech. This is Nick Vanderpye for Indian Country TV.